For decades, Hollywood has always treated comic books like there was something that needed fixing. Bright costumes? Too goofy. Faithful character designs? Nah, it's too unrealistic. Studios always thought that audiences wouldn't take superheroes seriously unless they were darker, grittier, and more grounded. So they changed their iconic costumes, rewrote the characters, and overall ignored the comics for the sake of realism. But over the past few years, something has shifted. Studios are starting to realize that we want comic accuracy. Fans don't want whatever this shit is, we want this. And for better, not worse, I think we're entering the most comic accurate era superheroes have ever had. So, how do we get here? By the way, I'm Snoopy. If you enjoy serials like this, consider subscribing. We're on a road to 100 subs, so if you're one of the first, I really appreciate it. Now let's talk about why Hollywood has finally changed its mind. Hollywood has always had a very big glaring issue with comic accuracy, and it's all been because they've been too afraid of people not taking it seriously, even though we prove time and time again that we do take it seriously. And I think one of the best examples of this is the X-Men. During that era, Marvel didn't really drop any true superhero blockbusters, and I think most of the success was on TV, with shows like Spider-Man 98, Fantastic Four 96, and of course X-Men 97, which was unironically very comic accurate, and people loved it. Besides that last season, we don't talk about that. So naturally, you would think that comic accuracy would be the priority here, right? Well, wrong. The higher-ups thought that people wouldn't take superheroes seriously. The X-Men were all fitted up with spandex and bright colors. They had such crazy, unique powers. And at the time, the public's overall consensus of superheroes was that they were made for kids. Even though superhero comics in the 90s were trying to be more mature, darker, and even more political, they just weren't willing to take that risk. So what do we get? This bullshit. And in the movie, they made fun of the source material. No worries though, that comes back to bite them later. Now, Christopher Nolan saw that and took major inspo. As you may know, his entire take on Batman was basically what if Batman existed in real life. He made his tech realistic and practical, which was honestly really fucking cool. But this caused a major bandwagon effect. Movies that came after Batman Begins were trying to be realistic, edgy, and a lot of those movies were just plain shit. Like Man of Steel, for example. The symbol of literal hope was dressed up in dark blue and muted red. Dude was out here sliming niggas and causing mass destruction. And after Man of Steel came out, Fantastic Four 2015 did. Also known as Fantastic Four Stink. And I don't even think we need to talk about that disgusting movie. And for The Dark Knight, they just turned Batman into a militarized tank and gave him tons of armor, which was something later superhero films dragged on forever. Now, do not get me wrong. This era wasn't all bad. We still got some incredibly good superhero movies. The problem wasn't that every movie was bad. The problem was that Hollywood kept learning the wrong lessons from the good ones. And eventually that mindset stopped working. Not only did comic book fans want accuracy, the general audience did as well. They never even asked for realism in the first place. And the studios knew superhero movies weren't performing as well, so they were forced into switching it up. Enter the golden era. Deadpool and Wolverine was a major turning point to the industry. For the first time in film history, Wolverine finally got in the yellow suit. And turns out, people didn't think he looked goofy. This movie made $1 billion fucking dollars. And just that next year, Superman came out. This movie is a perfect example of comic accuracy. Instead of being dark and gritty like the Man of Steel was, this was hopeful, bright, and deadass just beautiful. I left the theater feeling like a new person when this came out. And a couple weeks later, Fantastic Four First Steps came out. Marvel's third crack at Fantastic Four, and it 100% worked out this time. This movie leaned right into Jack Kirby's aesthetic heavily. It also worked with a sort of retro, but also futuristic sci-fi look. Visually, this movie is stunning. Every frame feels vibrant, detailed, and full of personality, in a way superhero movies have been missing for years. And I think I can confidently say that this is the best Fantastic Four movie we've ever had. And that's why I think Hollywood is finally listening to comic book fans. Studios felt as if they needed to completely remake these characters to make them work. But now they're realizing the source material was never the plot ground. We never wanted every superhero movie to be grittier. We just wanted the characters we grew up with brought to life with the same type of passion that made people fall in love with them in the first place. Comic accuracy doesn't automatically make a movie great, alright? Let's not make that the general consensus. But when it's paired with good writing and a respect for the comics, you get some good shit. And by judging where Marvel and DC seem to be heading with new movies like Brand New Day, with those comic book panel references, and now DC's Clayface coming out, and we're like expecting a full transformation, just like the comics, I think we're only just getting started.
I'm out of work, folks.
Please let me know what you guys think in the comments. Flame me if you wanna, blaze me if you wanna, and subscribe if you wanna. Anyways, this has been Snooki on the Snooki channel. Peace.